Merciful Healer, had mercy on me. So many years I long to be free.
Hi, I'm Nancy Dufresne, and we're excited to tell you about a brand new project that we've just completed. It's a healing music CD titled Merciful Healer, and it's going to be out January the 22nd, and we're so excited to get it into your hands. It's all original music. In writing it, I was joined with Tony Jones, Trevor Woods, and my own son, Grant Dufresne. And we put this music together because we believe that there's such an important role that healing plays in this era that we're in. You know, years ago, the Spirit of God spoke to my husband, and he said, in these last days, there's going to be an outpouring of healing power. And he said, you're going to see people healed in this era that maybe you wouldn't have healed. But God in His mercy, reaching down in His mercy, sending that healing power into those people who need healing. And so we believe that this music is important for this era. We believe that there's music that belongs to every era of God, that there needs to come a freshness of heaven and of the Spirit of God of these songs. And so we believe that on this album you're going to find that. You know, it's important to us that we bring music to you that has the anointing on it. It's the anointing that makes the difference. Yes, we call it beautiful music because we believe it is. It will minister to you. But not only that, it's anointed music. The Word says that the yoke shall be destroyed because of the anointing.
He took it away, all sickness and disease.
Years ago, my husband had a vision. Before he even entered the ministry, he was serving in his local church, and as a deacon, he was standing along with the other deacons, and they were getting ready to administer communion to the congregation. As my husband stood there that day getting ready to administer the elements, he said to God, he said, you know, I'm not even quite sure what this is all about. And all of a sudden he had a vision, and in the vision, the roof disappeared of that church that he was standing in that day, and he saw a vision of Jesus hanging on the cross. And he saw all the words of sickness and disease begin to fly through the air and strike him. And God was showing him all sickness and disease was laid on Jesus. And so we captured this story, this vision, and my husband tells it firsthand on this album. And then it goes right into the song, He Took It Away.
Merciful Healer, had mercy on me. So many years.
Years ago, I had the chorus of a song stirring in me. And so Trevor Woods and I sat down and we wrote it, and it was an incomplete song, but several weeks later, we were in music rehearsals one day, and an angel came into that rehearsal where we were at, and he says, I've come to bring you the rest of that song. And so we went to the keyboard, we wrote it out, and we completed Merciful Healer that day. And again, that is the title track of this song, and we know it'll be a blessing to you. Also on this song, we've represented several different things that we believe are important to healing. One of those is casting your cares on the Lord and not worrying.
I cast my care upon you, my Father, and I leave it there.
I was ministering recently in Russia and preaching on the sin of worry and how it's so important that we cast our cares on the Lord. As we were leaving the service after preaching that sermon, there was a fellow minister that was with us, and he began to weep as we left that service. We got into the back room, and he said, Nancy, he says, I wanted to tell you that as we were coming out of the service, I had a vision of Jesus. And he said Jesus was weeping in the vision, and he said, worry is the reason many of my people aren't receiving what I provided for them. And that really hit home with us because we knew that it's important for those who need healing to be sure that they've cast all their cares on the Lord, and that worry blocks the power of God. It shuts the door to the power of God. And so we've included songs on here that will remind you, don't worry, but cast your cares on Him, for you're in His care and He's taking care of you. Then we followed that up with a couple of songs of worship, because we believe it's so important that as you worship God, it holds your focus, your attention, and your gaze on the Lord. And so we wanted to include those worship songs that would help turn your attention in the right direction. Then I'm also excited to let you know about a song that's included by my son Grant. Him and I wrote this song along with Tony Jones, and it's called In Your Glory. And so we believe that these songs will minister to you in a particular way, bringing you into an experience of reminding yourself of the presence of God and the power of God and what it will do for you. And as I said, you know, it's the anointing that breaks the yoke. It's not just beautiful music. We appreciate beautiful music, but the word tells us that the yoke shall be destroyed because of the anointing. When we were introducing this album to our own congregation, the Spirit of God came in there in a strong way. And after I introduced it to our congregation, my husband got up and he said, while you were talking about the album, he said, Jesus was standing right there next to you. And he said, this message has to get out. He was talking about the healing message. You know, Jesus paid such a great price for us to be healed. And he wants us to receive all that he's provided for us. We were previewing a few of these songs with the staff members. I had one staff member that told us later, they said, you know, when I went into that previewing session, said I had symptoms in my body, but after just listening to these songs in their raw state, said I came out of there and all the symptoms had left my body. I believe that as you listen to the music, as you sing along with it and release your faith in the power of God and in the healing power of God, I believe that you're going to receive that same power that will flow into your body. Jesus paid a great price for us to be free from sickness and disease. And we believe that this album will be a vital help to you to receive that power that he's made available to you. So we encourage you, get hold of your copy of it today, because we know that it'll make a difference. You can have it playing in your bedroom at night, in your car. Maybe you know of someone who might be in the hospital, and you can take this to them and it'll minister healing to them. So again, we're excited to let you know about this wonderful album that we have available for you, Merciful Healer, and receive all that God's provided for you through our Merciful Healer.
For the stripes you took for me.